Doctor explains how seniors should drink water to support blood sugar and diabetes. Health. What if I shared a secret with you, a profound truth, that one of the most remarkably potent and accessible tools for effectively managing your blood sugar levels isn't found within the confines of a prescription bottle, nor does it require complex medical procedures? Instead, it resides within something as fundamentally simple and astonishingly overlooked as precisely and when frisky and how Christ you choose to drink water throughout your day. I understand that this might sound almost too straightforward, perhaps even unbelievable at first glance. You might naturally be thinking to yourself, I've been drinking water my entire life. How on earth could something so basic truly make a significant difference in my struggle with diabetes? Or perhaps a healthy skepticism has taken root because you've tirelessly pursued countless remedies and strategies that loudly promised life-changing results, but in the end, consistently failed to deliver. You've likely tried a myriad of supplements that proved ineffective, embarked on restrictive diets that felt utterly impossible to maintain long-term, and followed well-intentioned advice that sounded perfectly logical, but simply didn't translate into tangible, improved blood sugar numbers. Please, stay with me and lend me your attention, because what I am about to unveil has made a genuinely profound, consistently measurable difference for hundreds upon hundreds of my patients. These are individuals who, by all conventional measures, were doing absolutely everything right, meticulously adhering to their prescribed treatments, carefully managing their diets, and dedicating themselves to regular exercise. Yet they continued to grapple with unpredictable blood sugar readings and an overwhelming sense of frustration. My name is Dr. Williams Thompson, and today I am going to meticulously walk you through exactly how the often underestimated practice of proper hydration timing can dramatically improve your body's insulin sensitivity by an astounding margin of up to 40%. It's crucial to understand that these aren't mere theoretical concepts or hypothetical scenarios plucked from medical textbooks. I am speaking about real, flesh and blood people, my actual patients who have experienced these remarkable transformations. Consider individuals in their 60s and 70s who dutifully take their medications without fail, never missing a single dose, who meticulously follow intricate meal plans, carefully measuring every portion of food and diligently checking their blood sugar levels multiple times throughout each day. They walk every single morning, committing to their health. Yet despite all these Herculean efforts, their blood sugar numbers remain stubbornly unpredictable. Still, they frequently feel utterly exhausted, drained of energy and vitality. Still, they live with a gnawing worry, a constant anxiety that resurfaces every single time they receive their A1C results. The depth of frustration and heartbreak I witness in my daily practice is profoundly real and at times truly agonizing. These are courageous individuals who have been relentlessly fighting this battle against diabetes for years, sometimes even for decades. They've invested substantial amounts of money in specialized diabetic foods, sacrificing financial resources for their health. They've reluctantly given up foods they genuinely love and cherish, enduring a sense of deprivation. They have faithfully done everything their doctors, including myself, have ever asked them to do, and quite frankly, they are profoundly tired. They are tired of the constant vigilance, the relentless monitoring, and the ceaseless self-control. They are tired of feeling like they are perpetually failing, even when they are undeniably trying harder than almost anyone else around them. In my extensive years of medical practice, I have come to learn something incredibly important and often counterintuitive. Sometimes the most powerful and effective medical interventions are not necessarily the most complicated or technologically advanced ones. Quite often, it is the fundamental, basic principles of health and bodily function that we have completely overlooked or dismissed as too simple that ultimately create the biggest, most measurable, and most impactful differences in a patient's well-being. Recent groundbreaking studies emanating from major, highly reputable medical research institutions across the globe have conclusively demonstrated something truly remarkable and paradigm-shifting. The simple act of drinking water at specific, strategically chosen times throughout the day can, in fact, significantly improve your body's insulin sensitivity by up to 40%. This astonishing finding means that your body becomes profoundly and significantly better at efficiently utilizing the insulin it already possesses, whether that insulin is your own naturally produced hormone or insulin administered through medication. The core insight here isn't merely about the total quantity of water you consume each day. The genuine key to unlocking these benefits lies precisely in when you drink it, and how that you drink it, and even what you thoughtfully choose to add to it. These seemingly small strategic adjustments in your hydration timing and approach can yield truly substantial and life-altering improvements in your overall blood sugar control. Before we delve deeper into the specifics of this method, I am genuinely curious to know where in the world you are currently watching this video from right now. Please take a moment to drop your country or city in the comments section below. I absolutely love seeing how far this vital message travels across continents and cultures, and it serves as a powerful reminder to all of us that managing blood sugar is a truly universal challenge, a shared journey that we are facing and navigating together. Now, let me be unequivocally clear. This discussion is absolutely not about replacing your prescribed medication or encouraging you to disregard your doctor's invaluable guidance. On the contrary, this approach is fundamentally about providing your body with the essential foundational support it desperately needs to function more optimally and efficiently. By doing so, your existing medications can then perform their intended role with far greater efficacy, doing precisely what they were designed to do. Let me begin by explaining in detail what is subtly yet profoundly happening inside your body as you naturally age. Gaining a thorough understanding of these physiological changes will make everything else we discuss today make complete and undeniable sense. After the age of 60, several significant and intrinsic physiological changes begin to occur that make effective blood sugar control genuinely more challenging, even for individuals who are diligently doing everything right. First, over time, your body's cells gradually become more resistant to insulin. This means that these crucial cells don't respond as quickly or as efficiently as they once did when insulin attempts to deliver glucose into them to be converted into vital energy. It's like having a door that's harder to open, requiring more effort to get the energy inside. Second, your pancreas, the organ responsible for producing insulin, doesn't produce this vital hormone as robustly or efficiently as it used to. Consequently, you are essentially operating with a reduced supply of this absolutely crucial hormone circulating within your system, making glucose regulation inherently more difficult. Third, your kidneys, which play a critical role in filtering waste from your blood, don't filter glucose as effectively. This impairment means that excess sugar tends to linger in your bloodstream for longer periods instead of being efficiently eliminated from your body, contributing to elevated blood sugar levels and potential cellular damage. And here's the crucial point, the often overlooked piece of the puzzle that most people, including a surprising number of healthcare providers, completely miss. Your brain's natural thirst mechanism becomes significantly less sensitive with age. This last point is absolutely critical to grasp. You can, in fact, be substantially dehydrated, even dangerously so, without experiencing any noticeable sensation of thirst whatsoever. Your mouth might not feel obviously dry. You might not experience any overt or uncomfortable physical symptoms. However, inside your body, at the intricate cellular level, things are quietly going wrong, impairing essential bodily functions. Even mild dehydration, as little as just 2% below optimal hydration levels, a deficit that is barely noticeable to you subjectively, can significantly raise your blood sugar by a measurable 10 to 15 points. That seemingly small increase is often enough to push you from a state of genuinely good blood sugar control into a challenging realm of poor control. That seemingly insignificant factor is often enough to precisely explain those frustrating morning blood sugar spikes or those unexpected afternoon highs that seem to materialize from absolutely nowhere, leaving you bewildered and discouraged. Allow me to share with you the compelling story of a patient named Gerald. He was 68 years old when he first came to my office, and I could clearly perceive the deep-seated frustration etched across his face even before he had a chance to sit down. "Dr. Thompson," he began, his voice tight with suppressed emotion, a clear sign of his distress. "I genuinely don't understand what I am doing wrong. I am eating incredibly carefully, meticulously measuring every single portion. I take my metformin exactly as prescribed by my doctor, without fail. I walk a diligent 3 miles every single morning, come rain or shine. I've completely eliminated sugar and white bread from my diet. I have honestly done everything you and my other doctors have ever told me to do." He then carefully pulled out a small, well-worn notebook, completely filled with page after page of his daily blood sugar readings. "Look," he urged, pointing to the numbers. "Some mornings it's 145, other mornings it's 185. Yesterday morning it was 162. This morning it's 178. I eat the exact same breakfast every single day, the same steel-cut oatmeal, the same carefully measured portion, but the numbers are all over the place, completely inconsistent." His wife, a quiet but supportive presence beside him, added softly, "He tries so incredibly hard, doctor, but his A1C just keeps steadily creeping up, from 7.1 to 7.9 over the past year. It's so discouraging for him." We methodically reviewed his entire daily routine, leaving no stone unturned. His diet was excellent, his medication timing was perfect, and his exercise regimen was completely consistent. On paper, everything appeared to be absolutely correct and optimized. Then, I posed what seemed at first like an almost trivial or inconsequential question. "Gerald," I asked, "walk me through your morning routine, from the very moment you wake up until you sit down for breakfast." He thoughtfully replied, "I usually get up around 6:30, check my blood sugar immediately as I always do. Then I make coffee. I drink my coffee while reading the news on my tablet. Then, around 7:30, I prepare my oatmeal and take my medication with a glass of water." "When do you drink plain water, Gerald?" I asked, focusing on that specific detail. He paused, genuinely confused by the question. "When I'm thirsty, I suppose," he mused, "sometimes with my medication pills." "Is that wrong, doctor?" There it was, the crucial missing piece. Gerald was going from 6:30 a.m. until 7:30 a.m., or even later, before consuming any actual plain water. This meant he was spending 8 full hours sleeping without any fluid intake, followed by another full hour or more awake without actively hydrating. That accounted for a staggering 9 total hours of progressive dehydration each morning. This cumulative dehydration was silently wreaking havoc on his blood sugar control. We implemented simple yet strategic changes. Every single morning before his coffee, he began to drink 1 full glass of warm water, enhanced with a tiny pinch of natural sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Additionally, 15 minutes before both lunch and dinner, he adopted the habit of drinking a glass of room temperature water to ensure consistent hydration throughout the day. He started carrying a reusable water bottle and sipping from it regularly. 2 weeks later, Gerald called my office. His voice, once tight with frustration, sounded completely different, lighter, almost vibrantly excited. "Doctor," he exclaimed, "my morning readings have been consistently between 125 and 138 for the past week, every single day. That level of consistency hasn't happened in over 2 years. It's absolutely incredible." A month later, his average fasting glucose had dropped by an impressive 22 points. "No medication changes whatsoever," he clarified, still sounding amazed. "Just water timed correctly and consumed strategically." "I honestly thought you were a little crazy, Dr. Thompson," he admitted, with a genuine heartfelt smile at his follow-up appointment. Water seemed way too simple to actually matter, to be a genuine solution, but I simply cannot argue with my glucose meter. The numbers absolutely do not lie. Before I meticulously teach you the specific, actionable method that has empowered countless of my patients to achieve these kinds of remarkable and sustainable results, allow me to first explain the 3 most common hydration mistakes I consistently observe in my practice. It's highly probable that you are currently making at least one, if not more, of these common errors right now. Mistake number 1, waiting until you're thirsty to drink. Thirst, despite popular belief, is not an early warning system. It is, in fact, an alarm bell that belatedly goes off only after you're already significantly and often subclinically dehydrated. By the time your mouth feels genuinely dry and you actively seek water, your blood has already begun to thicken, your glucose levels have already started to elevate, and your body's precious insulin is already struggling considerably to work efficiently within your system. Think of your blood in this way. It's like a vital river, constantly flowing and carrying essential glucose to all the cells throughout your entire body. When that river is full, robust, and flowing smoothly and well, glucose moves effortlessly and efficiently to exactly where it needs to go. However, when the river runs low due to dehydration, it becomes thick, sluggish, and slow-moving. In this compromised state, glucose gets stuck. It accumulates stubbornly in your bloodstream instead of being delivered promptly to the cells that desperately need it for energy and optimal function. Mistake number 2, drinking large amounts all at once. Some individuals, recognizing their lack of hydration, will go for hours and hours without consuming any water, then suddenly attempt to catch up on hydration by quickly drinking a huge glass or even more. However, your body has a limited capacity for water absorption. It can only effectively absorb approximately 200 to 250 milliliters every 15 minutes, which is roughly equivalent to 1 standard cup. Anything beyond that specific volume simply passes straight through your system and into your bladder without actually hydrating your cells at all. It's precisely like watering a houseplant. If you hastily dump an entire bucket of water on it all at once, most of the water will simply run off the sides of the pot, and the plant's roots will remain completely dry and thirsty. But if you water slowly, steadily, and in smaller increments over time, the soil gradually absorbs the water, and the roots receive exactly what they critically need to thrive, leading to deeper, more effective hydration. Mistake number 3, drinking ice-cold water, especially first thing in the morning or right before meals. I know ice-cold water can feel incredibly refreshing and invigorating, particularly on a warm, sweltering day. However, consuming ice-cold water causes your blood vessels to constrict and narrow. When your blood vessels narrow, insulin, the hormone responsible for transporting glucose, has a significantly harder time navigating and reaching the cells that desperately need it for energy. This makes insulin less effective. Conversely, room temperature or slightly warm water helps keep your blood vessels naturally relaxed and optimally dilated, allowing insulin to circulate much more freely and work far more efficiently throughout your system. This particular element is especially critical in the morning, when your body is naturally emerging from a state of dehydration, and around meal times, when your body is actively engaged in processing glucose from your food. Now, let me clearly explain the specific, actionable method I rigorously use with my patients, a method I affectionately call the H3 method. The H stands for hydration, the fundamental principle. The first 3 represents 3 key timing points strategically placed throughout your day to maximize benefits, and the second 3 represents 3 essential elements that make this entire approach profoundly effective and easy to implement. Let's begin by exploring the 3 crucial timing points. Timing point number 1, first thing in the morning. This, without a doubt, is your single most important hydration timing point of the entire day. The very moment you wake up, before reaching for your coffee, before consuming breakfast, before checking your phone, or engaging in any other activity, commit to drinking 1 full glass of warm water, approximately 350 ml or 12 ounces. Here's the absolutely crucial addition that elevates its effectiveness. Add a genuinely tiny pinch of natural sea salt, and I mean truly tiny, just what fits on the very tip of a butter knife. Then squeeze in the fresh juice from about half a lemon. Why these specific additions, you might ask? After 8 full hours of sleep, your body isn't just mildly dehydrated from a simple lack of water intake. You've also lost essential electrolytes through normal nighttime physiological processes, such as breathing and perspiration. That small amount of sea salt provides vital sodium, potassium, and magnesium, key electrolytes that actually help your cells absorb and effectively utilize the water you're drinking, rather than it just passing straight through. The fresh lemon, in turn, provides a beneficial dose of vitamin C and creates a slight beneficial acidity that helps to stabilize your body's blood sugar response to your very first meal of the day. This simple morning ritual accomplishes something truly remarkable. It sends a calming signal to your adrenal glands. These glands naturally produce cortisol, your primary stress hormone, which typically peaks every morning as part of your natural wake-up response. Cortisol, unfortunately, instructs your liver to release its stored glucose into your bloodstream, contributing to those unwelcome morning blood sugar spikes. By actively calming this stress response with proper hydration and essential minerals right at the start of your day, you effectively prevent that unnecessary and detrimental morning blood sugar surge, setting a stable tone for your glucose levels. Let me tell you about Elizabeth. She was 72 years old and had been diligently managing type 2 diabetes for 14 long years. Her biggest, most persistent, ongoing frustration was her stubbornly high morning blood sugar readings. She would consistently wake up to numbers like 165 or 175, despite having eaten a very careful, precisely measured dinner the previous evening, and her bedtime reading often having been perfectly acceptable. She felt a deep sense of powerlessness against these unpredictable spikes. We started her on just this one single change: warm water with a small pinch of sea salt and fresh lemon juice first thing every morning, ensuring she consumed it at least 20 minutes before her coffee. 3 weeks later, her average morning reading had dropped to a consistent 128. Her medication dosage remained the same. Her evening routine was unchanged. The only difference, the sole factor, was how she intentionally chose to start each and every day. "I wake up feeling genuinely different too, doctor," she told me at her follow-up appointment. "More clear-headed, less foggy and confused, and that lower morning number gives me such incredible confidence and positive momentum for the entire day ahead." Her energy levels also saw a noticeable improvement, making her feel more vibrant. Timing point number 2: before meals. Approximately 15 minutes before both lunch and dinner, make it a habit to drink a slightly smaller glass of water, about 150 to 200 ml, which is just about 1 cup. This seemingly simple habit accomplishes several physiologically important actions. First, it effectively prepares your entire digestive system for the upcoming meal. It stimulates the production of crucial digestive enzymes, which aid in breaking down food more efficiently, and most importantly, for the purpose of blood sugar management, it slightly dilutes the contents of your stomach. This dilution directly slows down how rapidly carbohydrates are absorbed into your bloodstream. When carbohydrates enter your bloodstream slowly and gradually in a controlled manner, instead of all at once in a sudden rush, your body's available insulin can actually keep pace with the demand. Consequently, your blood sugar rises gently and steadily instead of spiking dramatically and uncontrollably, leading to much smoother and more predictable post-meal responses. Clinical studies have conclusively demonstrated that this remarkably simple habit can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by a significant margin of up to 20%. That difference is often the critical factor between struggling desperately with blood sugar control and maintaining genuinely good, stable management, making a transformative impact on daily glucose readings. Timing, point number 3, during physical activity. If you engage in any form of sustained physical activity, whether it's a brisk walk, dedicated gardening, performing household chores, or any other activity that lasts for more than 20 minutes, you absolutely need to drink water during that activity, not merely afterward when you're already physically depleted and dehydrated. Aim for approximately 100 to 120 milliliters of water every 15 minutes of sustained activity. Focus on small, frequent sips rather than large, infrequent gulps. This consistent, ongoing hydration keeps your blood volume stable, preventing it from thickening and helps to prevent the often unpredictable blood sugar fluctuations that commonly occur with physical exertion in people with diabetes. Maintaining stable blood volume during exercise ensures glucose and insulin can move efficiently. Now, let me clearly explain the 3 essential elements, which constitute the second 3 in the H3 method and are vital for its success. Element number 1, temperature matters. Room temperature or slightly warm water is consistently optimal, especially first thing in the morning and before meals. We're talking about a temperature of approximately 22 to 24 degrees C, or roughly 72 to 75 degrees F. While cold water isn't inherently bad in all contexts, warm water consistently keeps your blood vessels naturally relaxed and optimally dilated, allowing for dramatically better insulin circulation and delivery to your cells. When vessels are open, insulin reaches its targets more easily and effectively. It's a seemingly small difference, yet it compounds significantly and beneficially over time, contributing to overall metabolic efficiency. Element number 2, minerals matter. Pure, demineralized water alone is simply not sufficient for optimal cellular hydration. Your cells actively require essential minerals to actually absorb and effectively utilize water. That tiny pinch of natural sea salt in your morning water thoughtfully provides those crucial, essential minerals. Natural sea salt, unlike highly processed table salt, contains a balanced spectrum of vital electrolytes such as sodium, potassium, and magnesium, all of which are critical for cellular function. It's imperative to avoid regular, highly processed table salt. It has been chemically stripped of these vital trace minerals, leaving it as merely sodium chloride. Always choose unrefined sea salt or high-quality Himalayan pink salt, which still contains the full, natural spectrum of minerals your body genuinely needs for proper hydration and metabolic function. Element number 3, consistency matters profoundly. Your body absolutely thrives on predictable routines and consistent patterns. Drinking water at consistent, regular times every single day helps to effectively regulate your entire metabolic system. Adhering to your morning water ritual at the same time each day and consuming your pre-meal water at regular intervals builds a powerful foundation. This unwavering consistency directly helps to stabilize blood sugar patterns over time, creating a more predictable and manageable internal environment, which is highly beneficial for diabetes management. There's one more highly beneficial addition I consistently recommend for my patients, one that often yields remarkable results. About 1 hour before bedtime, drink 1 final glass of warm water with 200 milligrams of either magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate thoughtfully dissolved into it. Magnesium is an absolutely crucial mineral for proper insulin function, playing a vital role in how your cells respond to insulin, and the vast majority of people over 60 are, unfortunately, clinically deficient in it. Taking it before sleep serves a powerful dual purpose. Firstly, it helps your muscles relax, promoting deeper, more restorative sleep, which is essential for overall health and recovery. Secondly, and critically for our discussion, it keeps your blood sugar significantly more stable throughout the entire night, preventing those overnight dips or spikes that can disrupt sleep and impact morning readings. Everyone, without fail, asks me this exact practical question: Doctor, precisely how much water should I actually be drinking each day to achieve these benefits? Here's a simple, practical, and easy-to-follow formula to guide you. Take your current body weight in pounds and divide that number by 2. That resulting number, expressed in ounces, represents your baseline daily water intake requirement. For instance, if you weigh 160 pounds, you would need approximately 80 ounces of water daily. That's roughly equivalent to 10 standard 8-ounce cups. If you exercise regularly or spend substantial periods of time in warm weather, remember to add 1 additional cup of water for every 20 minutes of physical activity or heat exposure. How do you know if you're drinking enough and maintaining optimal hydration? Look at your urine color. It should ideally be a pale yellow, similar to the color of lemonade. It should not be completely clear, which often indicates you're actually overhydrated, though this is less common and usually not a concern for most trying to increase water intake. And certainly not dark yellow or amber, which unequivocally signals significant dehydration, meaning your body needs more fluids immediately. Pale yellow is the optimal target, indicating balanced hydration. Here's a highly practical implementation strategy to make this method a consistent part of your daily life. Invest in a reusable water bottle that comfortably holds approximately 24 ounces. Make it a habit to fill this bottle completely 3 times throughout the day, once in the morning, once at midday, and once again in the afternoon. That equates to 72 ounces total, which is a perfect baseline for most adults. Critically, keep that bottle constantly visible. Place it prominently on your kitchen counter, on your work desk, in your car, or wherever you spend your time. Visual reminders are far more effective and reliable than trying to remember your hydration goals on your own, making consistent water intake much easier to achieve. So, what should you realistically expect to happen when you diligently begin to implement this method? What tangible changes should you anticipate? In the very first week, you'll probably feel like you're making frequent trips to the bathroom, perhaps more than usual. This is completely normal and entirely expected. Your body is simply adjusting to proper hydration levels, flushing out accumulated toxins and excess fluids. This initial phase of increased urination settles down significantly by week 2 as your body adapts. During this first week, you should also begin to notice your morning blood sugar readings starting to stabilize, perhaps averaging 10 to 15 points lower than before. While this isn't a dramatic, overnight transformation, it represents consistent, measurable, and highly encouraging improvement. By weeks 2 to 3, you should experience noticeably more stable and sustained energy throughout your entire day. You'll likely encounter less of that frustrating afternoon energy crash or mental fog that often plagues individuals with blood sugar challenges, allowing for greater focus and productivity. Your post-meal blood sugar readings should also become substantially more predictable and consistent, giving you a greater sense of control and confidence in your management. By week 4, if you have the opportunity to check your A1C, you might begin to see it trending downward. Again, not necessarily a huge immediate drop, but clear positive movement in the right direction, a strong sign that your body is responding beneficially to the hydration changes. And here's what I hear most often from my patients, a profound and deeply satisfying sentiment. Doctor, I just feel genuinely better. I can't quite explain it precisely, but I feel more like my old self again, more vibrant, more alive, and more capable. That, my friends, is the powerful and restorative effect that proper, consistent hydration creates. It doesn't magically cure diabetes, nor does it replace necessary medication, but it profoundly helps your body work the way it's actually designed to work, optimizing its inherent capabilities and allowing other treatments to be more effective. Let me be absolutely clear about something critically important. This hydration method is not a replacement for proper medical care or your prescribed treatments. If you are currently taking diabetes medication, you must absolutely stop taking it. If your doctor has you following a specific diabetes management plan, please continue following it faithfully and diligently. What this hydration method does instead is powerfully support your existing medication regimen, making it work significantly more efficiently and effectively within your body. I've had patients who, after 3 consistent months of diligently following this approach, were able to safely reduce their medication dosages, but always under their doctor's careful and professional supervision. This was not because water miraculously replaced medicine, but because their body's entire metabolic system began functioning much more optimally and synergistically with their medication, requiring less external support. A crucial word of caution: If you have any degree of kidney disease, it is absolutely essential that you speak directly with your physician before substantially increasing your water intake. For the vast majority of people, this approach is completely safe and highly beneficial. However, if your kidneys are not filtering properly, you require individualized professional guidance to ensure your safety and avoid potential complications from fluid overload. Similarly, if you are currently taking blood pressure medication, please pay close attention as you increase your hydration. Proper hydration can naturally and beneficially lower blood pressure, which is often a welcome side effect. However, this might necessitate medication dosage adjustments to prevent your blood pressure from becoming too low, a condition called hypotension. Watch carefully for any symptoms of dizziness or lightheadedness and report them to your doctor immediately. Let me share with you the inspiring story of Dorothy, who was 74 years old when we first met. Dorothy had been courageously managing diabetes for 19 long years. She was on multiple medications, had tried various restrictive diets, and had attended numerous diabetes education classes at the hospital. She understood carbohydrate counting better than most registered nutritionists. Yet, despite her profound knowledge and unwavering efforts, her A1C had been steadily creeping upward. It had now reached a concerning 8.6, and her endocrinologist was seriously discussing the inevitable prospect of starting insulin therapy. "I feel like I've completely failed, doctor," she told me quietly, her voice breaking slightly with profound sadness and defeat. "I've done absolutely everything right for 19 years, but my body just keeps getting worse and worse. Maybe this is simply what happens with age. Maybe I can't fight it anymore." Her hydration habits, I quickly discovered, were terrible. She consumed maybe 3 or 4 small glasses of water daily, if that much. Her day consisted of coffee in the morning and tea in the afternoon, but actual plain water? Very little indeed. "I never feel thirsty," she explained, a common refrain among older adults due to the diminished thirst mechanism. "And honestly, I hate constantly using the bathroom. It's embarrassing when I'm out with friends." We started the H3 method together, yes, for the first week or so. She did need to use the bathroom more frequently, a temporary inconvenience, but I confidently assured her that her body would adjust within 10 to 14 days, and it did. 6 weeks later, she looked noticeably younger when she walked into my office. Her eyes were brighter, her skin healthier, and she was actually smiling, a genuine, joyful smile, a stark contrast to her previous demeanor. "My numbers have been the absolute best they've been in 5 years, she said, proudly showing me her meticulously kept glucose log. "My average used to hover around 185 to 205. Now I'm consistently 145 to 165. My doctor actually reduced one of my medications, something I never thought would happen." But, she emphasized, it wasn't just about the impressive numbers on the meter. "I have genuine energy again, Dr. Thompson. Real, sustained energy throughout the day. I can think clearly without that constant brain fog. I even started gardening again, something I'd completely given up on 2 years ago because I simply didn't have the strength or clarity." 3 months later, her A1C results came back at 7.3, a remarkable drop from 8.6. "You gave me my life back," she said, tears streaming down her face. But these were happy, joyous tears, all with water, something that costs virtually nothing. "I just wish someone had explained this to me 19 years ago when I was first diagnosed," she reflected with a bittersweet smile. Dorothy's incredibly moving story is precisely why I dedicate my time and effort to creating these educational videos. Because there are literally thousands of people exactly like her, struggling profoundly right now, trying so incredibly hard, yet feeling utterly defeated and hopeless. When sometimes, just sometimes, the answer is genuinely simpler and more accessible than anyone could possibly imagine. I want to personally challenge you right now to try this life-enhancing approach for just 14 days, a mere 2 weeks. Follow the H3 method exactly as I've meticulously outlined it. Morning water with sea salt and lemon, first thing upon waking. Water 15 minutes before lunch and dinner. Proper daily water intake spread consistently and strategically throughout the day. And magnesium water before bed. Carefully track your blood sugar readings during those 2 weeks. See for yourself with objective evidence if the numbers truly improve, and critically pay genuine, mindful attention to how you feel. Do you experience more sustained energy, clearer thinking, better quality sleep? If after 2 weeks you observe real, undeniable improvement, please keep going. Make this your permanent new normal, a cornerstone of your health. And please, I implore you, leave a comment below telling me what you noticed, what changes you experienced. Your personal story might be exactly what another struggling person desperately needs to hear to give this method a serious, committed try. If you made it all the way to the end of this comprehensive video, please type "I watched till the end" in the comments below. It genuinely helps me understand that this vital message is truly reaching the people who need it most, and it helps the YouTube algorithm share this crucial information with even more individuals who are struggling with blood sugar management. And then, tell me, are you going to try the H3 method? What's your biggest struggle with staying consistently hydrated? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I personally read every single message. If this information was genuinely helpful and valuable to you, please do me a favor and share it with someone who's struggling with their blood sugar, a parent, a spouse, a close friend, or anyone who could profoundly benefit from this simple yet powerfully practical strategy. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos on effectively managing diabetes, improving your metabolic health, and living well and vibrantly with chronic conditions. Thank you for being here, for investing your time, and for taking your health seriously. Remember, small, strategic changes implemented consistently and patiently over time create genuinely measurable and life-changing results. Take care of yourself. This is Dr. Williams Thompson, and I'll see you in the next video.